I expect sensationalistic, non-scandalous type of trash out of our mainstream national news media. It's the type of crap that they do because they are for-profit businesses, not about investigative journalism or actually about the news. Unfortunately, those traits and characteristics have also carried over to the national sports media. And so many things get sensationalized, so many things that are not an issue at all become a huge scandal and a huge issue. Why? For the sake of ratings, for the sake of something to talk about. It's pathetic. And the most recent example of that, to me anyways, is the uproar and furor that was caused over Johnny Manziel's Memorial Day weekend trip to Las Vegas. Now, I understand that when we're talking about Johnny Football, Johnny Manziel, there are questions about him from an off the field standpoint in terms of his maturity, in terms of his focus, in terms of maybe being an entitled brat, so on and so forth. And some people maybe view this as not the best idea in the world. He's supposed to be the new face of the Cleveland Browns franchise long term. He is a starting quarterback. He doesn't just represent himself. He represents a team, a city, an organization, a league. And maybe he should be above going to Vegas and doing this type of stuff, knowing the type of baggage that being Johnny Manziel carries with it. However, with all of that being said, this is just ridiculousness of the highest order. I mean, we're talking about a 21-year-old man, single guy, and we're talking about what he does in his free time on Memorial Day weekend. Yes, because it's so bad for anybody in the free world to go to Las Vegas to blow off some steam and have a good time. Why is it such a big deal for Johnny Manziel to do so? For all the furor and uproar about Johnny Manziel doing it, some of the pictures that were posted online, did we fail to notice that a Rob Gronkowski of the New England Patriots, who at times maybe have shown less than ideal judgment, has sat there and went to Vegas too, and he's in the pictures as well when he's supposed to be rehabbing from a knee injury? My Christ, it's like trying to create a story, trying to create artificial buzz and scandal for the sake of ratings, for the sake of making money, and it's pathetic. Johnny Manziel is a 21-year-old kid. What is so wrong about him going to Las Vegas for the weekend and having a good time? Instead of focusing so much on him, let's make big scandals out of the guys like the 3 Ravens players who apparently just went to a nightclub the other night and got kicked out for being drunk. Did Johnny Manziel get into any trouble? Did he get arrested? Or did he just go and blow off some steam and relax and have a good time? Is that illegal? Is that against the rules? If it is, then the NFL truly lives up to the moniker of being the no fun league. But I don't think that's the case. Now, like I said again, some people could sit there and say, well, maybe he should exercise better judgment of knowing this and knowing that, and knowing how people perceive him and view him. Maybe you have a point, but maybe you don't. Maybe it's just one of these things that people need to back the fuck off. It's like so many other jobs out there in the real world. You come to work, you do your job, and then what you do in your own free life, on your own free time, is your own damn business. Whether you want anybody to know about it or not is your decision, not anybody else's. So why should we be so consumed and so wrapped up on whether Johnny Manziel went on a freaking trip to Vegas and gambled and hung around some pretty women? Is that really what sports journalism from the ESPNs and the others of the world have come to in 2014? If it is, that's truly sad and it's truly pathetic. How about focusing on uplifting sports stories? Stories about tragedy and then triumph. Talking about the upcoming season. There are more than enough things to talk about when it comes to the NFL and sports as a whole that you can't tell me in any way, shape, or form that talking about a 21-year-old kid who's not doing anything illegal, who doesn't have to be at the Browns organization headquarters or training camp or OTAs on that particular weekend. He went, by God, on a vacation on a holiday weekend. That's how stupid this has gotten. And should we really blame Johnny Manziel for this? No. We should blame the sensationalistic national sports media for perpetuating this type of garbage, for being big-time news when it really fucking shouldn't be. I can't believe that people actually had a problem with this. Why would anybody have a problem with this? The same people that have a problem with this have probably been to Vegas a dozen, if not more so times. Should we be calling them out for that? Should we be criticizing them for that? Ultimately, at the end of the day, Johnny Manziel should be measured, unless he gets into legal trouble and gets arrested, goes to jail, those type of things. He should ultimately be remembered and measured based off of his performance on the football field. I understand there are certain other things that go with him being Johnny Cleveland and Johnny Football, but by God, can you let the man breathe and have some fun and have some free time without criticizing him for it? Get a life, people.